All right, everybody. Woohoo! So, today we have my guest and my friend. We have been friends for a while now, and I've been following her career and listening to her amazing songs that get any party started and gets you to dance, and her beautiful voice, and when she plays the acoustic guitar, it's wonderful. She's been on Facebook doing her lives. But our artist has a new release, When It Goes Down, and she's a powerhouse, a dancer, a performer, a multiple award winner for her songwriting and her music video clips. Her music can be found on Netflix. What show was that on the Netflix?
Oh, it was, thank you. Thank you for that introduction.
I'm not done yet. I just want to know the name of the show.
It's a movie called High Strung Free Dance.
That's what it was. And she plays instruments, inspires other young women to do the same, to believe in what they like to do and believe in themselves and fight for it. And our artist today has style. She's very gifted. She's beautiful inside out. And she looks gorgeous today, like always. We have in the studio, Dree Mon!
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
Yeah, how are you doing? How's everything? How's quarantine? You hate it? You love it?
It's so funny. I actually really like it.
I do too.
It's great. I'm like, I could be, in my own space, and I think I'm an introvert, and I think it just brought it out even more, which is a little scary because we are, slowly re-entering society and, doing this little dance that we're doing right now, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
Here's a gig for you. Well,
I'm good.
Do I really want to leave the cave?
Yeah, exactly. I'm turning into a little bit of a hermit, but
well, we were just talking about gigs and stuff, and you mentioned that maybe you don't know if you really want to leave the house, but that we've been getting so much done. Finally, we got some time to get stuff done in the house, which we never do, especially when you're playing 5 nights, 7 nights in a row. The last thing you want to do, and the shows are usually long.
Yes.
So you just want to set up your stuff like I have here in the studio, and I come here and I play, and I work on the pedals and I work on stuff, and then I call it a day, and I had a productive day inside of the house. But when you're all the time outside and you're doing gigs and talking to people and performing and entertaining, it's like you're giving a lot, so there's not a lot left for yourself.
Right.
Putting time into your music and writing stuff. You've been writing anything?
Yeah, actually, well, I couldn't have said that better myself. It's having the time to create, to write, just to kind of step back, to start working on production, to start getting things set up, to be more self-sufficient going forward in music.
Learning Pro Tools or whatever what are you using these days?
So I have some brief history with both Logic and Pro Tools, and now I'm diving more into Logic.
Do you like it better?
You know what? It's just kind of a matter of how I'm systematically getting to everything.
Yeah.
And so I eventually would like to integrate Pro Tools again.
Okay.
Because I think it's really good for certain aspects of production.
Yeah.
And then I think Logic's really good for certain aspects of production.
Okay.
So my goal is to use them both together.
It's good to know both.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't worked with Logic yet.
Okay. Well, I think so. I think Logic, and for any people that are interested in getting into production, I think it's great for track production, and but you can do everything on it, but it's great for track production. So if, what I really like, and I think we were talking about it a little bit, I actually love programming drums.
You do?
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Yeah,
because I'm you're gonna help me today then.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, as you mentioned, I'm a dancer, so that kind of stuff, just putting together like the beat and the different beats.
Cool.
And I'm really influenced by like 90s music and like 90s R&B and hip hop and like that kind of stuff.
I can hear that stuff in your music.
Yeah. So it's fun to just like, put these beats together. I always imagine like something I can dance to.
Yeah.
And something that has all the hits.
Yeah.
Just like the different accents and where they might be and try to make them interesting. But I think Pro Tools is awesome for recording audio and for mixing. So I want to ideally use them together, but I know you can do everything on both. So it's just depending on you and,
I just did like a 2-hour. This motherfuckers decided to like build a pyramid here. Pyramid? I don't know how to speak English. Right now that I'm talking to Dree, I want to like fucking murder someone.
Shut up.
But we want to start drinking after this, so we need to get this done now.
Yes.
But Pro Tools.
Drums.
So how did you learn to do the drums? You play drums actually?
No, so I actually did a program last year, and I recommend this program. It's really great.
Tell me.
It's called Create Music Academy.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did.
And so that really like illuminated a lot, and it was so it was a ton of information in a pretty quick time. So it took me some time to kind of get back to like circling back to everything, but that's why this quarantine has been so valuable.
Right.
Because, right after that program ended, I was like back on the grind. Nice. And running around like crazy, and that kind of got put to the side.
Yeah.
And then also I started having so many more issues with my voice than I'd had, and I had to have vocal surgery.
You did.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, so basically I got derailed quite a bit.
But that's just our lives. You always get derailed.
Yeah, it is. It's a roller coaster, and I think all those instances just let you grow and become better at going with the flow. And so when something like this, like COVID pandemic came and like the quarantine, I felt like actually a lot more prepared, I think.
Yeah.
Than, maybe than some other people, because I just felt like I've already been through situations where I've had to step back.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And, it was like not the first, it wasn't the first time that I had to just stop everything.
You did do a quarantine with
I did
your
a
voice.
Quarantine, absolutely. I mean, I didn't speak for 3 weeks.
How was that?
There's like...
I don't know, but I haven't stopped talking since.
Well, it was interesting because I was around my boyfriend a lot, and he was really great about it. But then whenever I would go around my mom, and I'm like, sorry, Mom, but she's like kind of a little hard of hearing. And so I had this text app where you can type in what you want to say, and then the phone will repeat it.
Oh, wow.
So that was like a lifesaver. Like I carried that with me everywhere. But she couldn't really hear it so well. So then I'd be like, okay, I'll write it out for you by hand. But then my handwriting is shit. So,
Mom, I'm leaving the house for 3 weeks. Don't call me, just text me.
Yeah.
Aww.
Communication was a little difficult, but obviously. But it was fine. I went to Starbucks finally towards the tail end, and I was like, I'm just going to show the barista my order.
Yeah.
And she thought that I was legitimately deaf.
Oh, God.
And she tried to speak to me in sign language. And I was so touched, but I had to tell her. I was like, I'm not deaf. But thank you. Thank you for the effort.
That's nice. She's like, now I feel like a total idiot.
Right.
Oh, but it must have been hard for you, even just not just sing.
Yeah.
I sing all day long,
Yeah.
Just tiny little bits here and there. It must have been really hard.
It was hard, but I didn't know what was going to come out, and I just really didn't want to ruin anything. Like I just really wanted it to work so badly.
Was it hurting?
It only hurt right after the surgery because there's just a little bit of healing.
Yeah.
But it just took a couple days. But randomly, like right after the surgery, I got like a little bit of a coughing fit. So I was worried about that.
Yeah.
But it all ended up being fine. I healed up just the way that I was supposed to.
And how do you feel now?
I feel so much better.
Good.
I will say that before the surgery, I was micromanaging my voice to a degree that was, it was just not sustainable. Like everything I would do, I would have to think about my voice.
Oh my God.
And to be honest, now I'm still kind of like that, but I have faith that if I'm a little bit hoarse or I did a little bit too much, I'm going to come back.
You're gonna,
and it's going to be within a certain time period.
Good.
So it's like I know what I need to do. And before, I just didn't know what would happen. Would it be gone for a week? Would it be gone for, 2 days?
And what was the issue?
So I had a little polyp. Have you've heard of polyps?
Yeah, I have a polyp.
You do?
But I sing around it.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of singers that have polyps. There's singers that have nodules, and it adds like this cool character to your voice too. And if you can manage it, it's like, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, it just kept being a problem.
Maybe because you're a certain kind of singer, or where you place your singing, you really need that area there.
Maybe. I don't know. And it's been, even with different like vocal instructors, one of the first vocal instructors that I had about maybe 4 years, like basically 4 years ago before the surgery, like when I first started with vocal lessons, she was like, there were certain things that I wasn't able to do. And she was like, you might have a polyp.
Yeah.
And she knew.
She knew. They know, though.
Yeah, she totally knew. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went to an ENT, and he didn't see anything.
How come?
Yeah, he said it looks like you might have a little bit of inflammation, like a little bit of acid reflux, maybe.
Oh.
And I said,
that's actually a thing.
It is, yeah. And I said, well, I don't feel any symptoms. And he's like, it's really not something that you necessarily feel. You could have acid reflux and not feel any symptoms.
Yeah.
But it could be affecting your voice.
Yeah.
And so I decided to take, I took the drugs, I took all the like prescription drugs. And I really don't recommend that if you can, like not doing that long term because it's not healthy for you.
Bad.
But, I did it. And I was still in and out, and I was with the vocal lessons, and I was with the drugs, and I was
who did you do vocal lessons with really quick?
Well, the first person that I started with, her name's Carrie Golden. She's wonderful. She's amazing.
Where is she at?
She's in Burbank.
Cool.
And she's a Facebook friend of mine and a wonderful human.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah, Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, shout out to her for sure. She knew, and even before the ENT, and I ended up switching ENTs to somebody else. Found somebody that I fit really well with, and I felt trust in. And then after time, I said, let's do this surgery.
Wow. Because
Yeah.
when I started my vocal lessons with Miles is barking, and I don't know if you guys can hear, but he wants to hang out with Dree. Of course he does. But I started doing lessons with Danny Armstrong about maybe more than 5 years now. But I always say 5 years because it's been so long, but maybe longer. But she was like, before we start, because she's heard me sing before, she's like, just go to Dr. Gupta, get your whatever the fuck it's called, the picture.
Yeah, the scope.
The scope, and let's start from there because I need to know what I'm dealing with. Bam, right on the money. I had a tiny little polyp. But the doctor said, you don't need surgery here. You just need to really get to a vocal coach. If you have any, it wasn't like I was having problems, but maybe I was just clueless because I'm a much better singer today than I was then. So I didn't think that way. Oh, I'm not able to do what I want to do. It wasn't like that.
Right.
I guess I just went around it and accepted my limitations, which you shouldn't do it. There is no limitations. You gotta push the right way, right?
Yeah.
So I went to Danny, long story short, and then we worked around it, and it's been like life-changing. But it was good that I knew.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I wouldn't have known, and she wouldn't have known, and she gave me the proper exercises, and it was scary at times. Oh my God, I can never sing again. And then she's like, nah, don't worry about it. As long as you're using your voice correctly and doing the stuff I'm giving to you, then your recovery time is going to be faster, and you're going to be singing 5 years from now better than you are now. The older you get, the better you get. That's how we want it.
Yes to that.
Yes to that.
Only up from here, baby.
That's right. In all forms, baby.
Yes.
But I did get fat at the quarantine.
No.
Yeah. You look great.
Oh, thank
Do
you.
you do yoga and stuff?
So,
I know you meditate.
I love yoga. Yoga's great. Last year, so I guess around the time of the surgery, there was a lot of things going on, and I just the whole last year was kind of a year of transformation for me in a lot of ways, and I said, okay, I want to like delve into some other passions because I've been so tunnel vision on my music.
Yeah.
And and it's important because I feel like when people do that, they do really move leaps and bounds and they succeed. And it's just a model. It's consistent work. You know what I mean? And it's strategy and it's completion of tasks, and you get better and you get better and you level up, and that's it. It's it's fucking math.
You said it. You said it.
But at the same time, you know, we are human beings and work, and then we look back and go, okay, what other memories do we have, right? So it's a balance.
Yeah.
And also finding other things that are interesting because then we get our source of inspiration.
Totally.
So anyway, long story short.
And a little break from music is good sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why I've been doing these podcasts. You know, I still get to talk about music, but other people's music, and I get to like focus on other stuff rather than always music.
Right. Yeah, it's enriching.
It's a good break.
It
is
is.
enriching. It definitely is. So you found yoga, or did you do yoga before?
I did yoga before, but what I decided was that I was going to learn how to teach a couple of different styles.
That's pretty cool.
I learned this yoga sculpt modality and yin yoga modality, and they couldn't be more different from each other. One is like, like a hyperactive. I don't want to say hyperactive, but you're doing yoga with weights, and then yin is stressing your connective tissues, so you're holding poses for a long time and you're not really moving very much.
Wow.
So it's like the two. You can go to your sculpt class and then you can go to your yin class, and you can just get the best of both worlds. And I just found that for me, it actually made me more productive and just put me in such a better mood.
And how amazing is yoga for the vocal cords? Can we talk about that? I did yoga for like just once a week. My friend Vitores, which is another great artist. And have you heard of Vitores?
I've heard of her, yeah.
Veronica, yeah. She's also a yoga instructor. And it's just like, Tati, just come. I'll let you in a few times for free if you want. If you decide that you want to pay for it, you want to come in, do it. And then the quarantine hit. But I was doing yoga with her, and my voice was off the chart. It was so loud. I think it's because all the blood that was going into them when I held, all the poses and all the concentration, the breathing. I felt much better as a singer, even because of the yoga.
Well, it's interesting because in yoga, you're doing belly breaths and you're breathing from your diaphragm, right? Just like if you were singing.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
So maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, I got stronger. It was, I don't know what it was. That could be it too.
Yeah.
But it was great. I love yoga. I like to. I didn't know you were a tutor.
Yeah. I just it's very part-time, and right now I'm actually not doing it at the moment. But it's only just because now I'm taking a break from that. A break from,
from everything.
Yeah. I'm trying to just, focus on the music again. So it was kind of like go through this and go through that. But I know I'll return and I'll teach more classes. I'm looking, maybe in the next couple months to jumping back.
Well, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
I'll have to come.
For sure.
That's cool. And you meditate.
Yes.
And you do these sessions on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or Instagram.
Yeah, I was doing a weekly midweek meditation. You Ain't Got No Chill. No Chill is the name of one of my songs. Right. So it's the You Ain't Got No Chill midweek meditation. And it was just a little 15-minute offering, in the middle of the week on a Wednesday morning. Jump in, do a little breathing with me.
Yeah.
Have a nice intention for the day.
It was early, wasn't it?
It started early, and then it progressively got later and later.
Nobody's showing up. I don't know why. It's people drinking in the quarantine.
Oh, yeah. They stay drinking.
5 o'clock hits. Majority of us already drinking by 5. Man, in the beginning, I was terrible.
No, I asked someone recently. I said, so what have you been doing during the quarantine? And they were like, drinking. Just being drunk.
I just been drunk the whole time. Right after we were all going to AA meetings.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do after? We're gonna keep drinking. It's not like we weren't drinking before.
Yeah, we're not angels.
But not as much though. I feel like it's increased.
For sure.
But I've been really good with I don't like this person here right now. I've been really good with setting a time to work and setting some days off and setting time to drink. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna not before 5 anymore. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Unless, it's a day. But I haven't really drank before 5 o'clock in a long time now.
Do you drink with your shows, like your virtual shows?
I do, but maybe a beer
Mm-hmm.
or one drink throughout the whole show.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, take it really slowly because I like singing and performing sober. There's this natural high to it for me. And not being able to perform the way I imagine it in my head, the way I hear, which when you drink, you cannot control that as much. At least in my case. Some people are fucking amazing when they drink. It doesn't matter to them. But then, I've learned with the years that I'm like, later. I'll drink later. There's time to work and there's time to have fun. And I'm having fun at work, but I don't have to drink. Plus, we drive to gigs all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that, drinking and driving.
No, for sure. Yeah, those some of the gigs can be pretty far away. But yeah, don't drink and drive. Ever.
Don't drink and drive. Ever.
Never, ever.
Not
Don't
even
do that.
one.
Yeah.
But let's talk about all of the amazing stuff you have on YouTube. Guys,
Oh.
you can find Dree Mon Music.
Yes. It's Dree Mon is my artist name. 2 words.
Dree Mon.
M-O-N.
Yes. And music, so Dree Mon Music.
Dree Mon Music is my handle on all social media platforms. So if you look up that handle, you'll find me.
And literally every platform. Literally every single one. Even TikTok.
Leave no stone unturned.
Dude, you're amazing with that. You have great material. Very well done, too, the videos. And you're a badass dancer.
Thank you.
So you're telling me that you went to Brazil a
yeah.
couple times.
Yeah.
One, the first time you went for work and you were dancing. Tell me about that.
Oh, it was so cool. So when it was back in the day, and before I was doing music, I was still pursuing a career as a professional dancer, and it's part of why I got into music, because I was dancing for other singers, and I was so inspired by them. Plus I always loved singing.
Plus,
so,
you're probably saying already then.
Yeah, and it was like I just had to figure out how to take a leap to move forward, and all these artists just really inspired me.
Awesome.
And this particular artist, I went with Christian Chavez.
Yeah.
And so he has a big following in all over the world, but in Brazil as well. And it was cool. We got flown out there. We did like a morning show, and then we did some big shows. We did one show at HSBC Brazil.
Believe me, I haven't been there in 17 years. I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a huge venue. And then we were in Sao Paulo, in Rio. We went to Sugarloaf. We went to the...
That's cool. I've never been to Sugarloaf.
You've never been to Sugarloaf?
No.
What
I'm
kind
a
of
loser.
Brazilian...
I haven't.
What's going on here?
I moved here really young. I didn't get to travel Brazil that much.
What part of Brazil are you from?
Minas Gerais.
Where is that?
It's like a big city. It's right in the middle of the country-ish to the south.
Yeah.
But it's not by the beach, so we're probably like 7 hours driving to Rio.
I see.
It wasn't far, but I was 17 when I moved here, so I wasn't traveling.
Right.
I did go to Rio like twice, but I went to a private place there. It's like a little island called Trindade, and at the time there was no buildings or anything, so we went with 2 big buses of all of my friends in Carnival, because this island didn't have Carnival, because we don't like fucking Carnival, because we're rock and rollers. And then we would camp, take a whole camping site just for us, and they had a bar, we would play music. It was cool.
That's awesome.
So you went in and you were there for like a week?
Yeah, I was there for a week. We got to do some sightseeing. We ate so much food.
I was gonna ask, did you eat feijoada, the black bean?
Yes, and the
That's
breadcrumbs.
my favorite. Yes.
Yes.
With the farofa.
Yes.
Did you drink the caipirinhas?
Definitely.
Menu?
Yes. Don't make me try to pronounce that word because I won't say it correctly. But
it's okay.
Yeah, we had as many of those as we could, and we even heard some bossa nova.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
it was great.
It's nice, right?
It was cool. I mean, it was definitely different than here in so many ways.
It's so warm there, not temperature, that too. But people warm, and the bars never close, and it's just... music is huge. Everybody plays the guitar. It's so cool.
Yeah.
When did you start playing the guitar?
So, you know what? I always kind of forget because when I first started, it was like, okay, I knew like a chord, like the C chord, you know, and I'm like, was that when I started? But honestly,
that's a good one to start with.
After some time, there was another point in which I knew a full song.
Cool.
And then, okay.
C is good because you can play Chain of Fools.
But I wasn't good at this song. And then after a while, I was good at this song, but I couldn't play anything else.
But that's okay. And then you got... What about bar chords?
Bar chords. Oh, God.
Bar chords, right? When you're starting, you just want to quit right away.
Absolutely. No, it wasn't until, I took lessons at some point. I took lessons from my guitar player at the time, who's amazing. But I just wasn't really serious. And
totally.
It's like I don't really count that time because I feel like I was fucking around,
But it counts.
And then I got into a more consistent rhythm with lessons because what I did was I went to an open mic. I was going to play this one song that I knew really well at this open mic.
Right.
And this was actually one of my songs with another project that I had before Dree Mon. And so people were like, this is great. You want to do a show here? And I said, well, listen, that was like the only song I know. How many songs do I have to do?
How cute.
And they're like, well, it's whatever, 30 minutes. So, it's 6 songs, 7 songs. I was like, okay. And I was like, when? And they're like, in 2 months maybe? And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Good for you. I do the same thing.
Yeah, and I booked the show, and I committed, and I said, I'm going to learn, and that's it. And it's going to be what it's going to be. I did the show, and it really wasn't bad at all.
Cool.
So, that just got me started. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm pulling out the metronome and I'm getting serious.
Nice. And then you sang, and so you were already writing.
I was already writing. I started writing first, way before.
Oh,
I started writing, and then I started singing, to be honest.
Okay.
And then I started guitar. So that was kind of the trajectory of it all.
Okay. Well, that's how it usually goes, like singing usually. Then you start writing, then you get serious with the guitar.
Yeah.
I had some lessons in Brazil, but those tiny little lessons I had with a friend of mine were great because I still, till today, remember stuff he taught me, Playing without the pick and stuff, like how to use your fingers. And I have recently taken guitar lessons with André Nieri, which is an amazing guitar player from Brazil. He was living in LA for the last years.
Okay.
He's back in Brazil now.
Oh.
But he has taught me so much too. Just every lesson I have from vocal to guitar, I feel like I'm a new person, you know?
Well, I mean, you're amazing.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
You're singing and you're guitar playing.
I love studying this stuff. If you want to have to study something, I suck at everything else, so I better know how to play the guitar better today than, last year. So I try to focus in blocks.
I feel the same way. It's like, I don't know. But then sometimes I just think I suck at all of it. So then I'm like, damn, let's go do yoga.
Good.
Yeah.
And then you're back to okay, that was just a bad day.
Right. Yeah, but it always makes you feel better, It reminds you of what's important. It reminds you that you can do it and you can dream on.
Is that why you picked that?
Yeah. It is pretty much why I picked it. I mean, I went through like a whole plethora of names. I had my first name, Dree, which is actually a nickname. My full name is Adrienne.
I didn't even know I was going to ask right now. Cool. That's a cool name.
Thank you. People always say it wrong. So I was like, when I started doing music, I figured I needed something else at the time.
Your name's good.
And that was just kind of the decision I made. And that was the first short name that I actually liked. And so, it was like Dree Patterson became a thing. Yeah. And then after some time when I was coming out with this newest project, I knew I needed something new, something fun to represent, the dance aspect of it,
Yeah.
the kind of the getting back into something. I felt like after a little bit of a break,
Yeah.
and wanting to inspire other people to go for their dreams.
Totally.
And just because I was at a corporate job, I was a server at a corporate restaurant.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would have died there. I really would have. Like, I would have never left. I was comfortably uncomfortable, and
I feel you.
and so when I left that job, I just said this has to happen, and it's gonna be something else. And so Dree Mon came about, and that was the one.
I like it a lot.
Thanks.
Dree Mon!
Yes.
Talking about Dree Mon, so you have a video on YouTube that we have spoken about it. See, I can't speak English. A year ago or so, I think it was You Got No Chill. It's one take, right?
Yes.
That is an amazing idea, and everybody's so good. You've got really good people there.
Everybody was so talented,
Yeah.
and my director Christine May and my choreographer Jay Florent on that music video were just so they were so visionary with the one take idea. Originally, we weren't gonna do a one take. They actually talked me into it.
That must have been so hard.
It was hard, but you know what? It was, once we got into it and we choreographed how everything was going to go, it all came together.
So you guys do rehearsals?
Yeah, we rehearsed. I think for that one we may have only had 2 rehearsals.
Wow.
And there were so many dancers.
Yeah.
And so many different props and outfits and things going on.
Yeah, and everything has to go, let's say, perfect.
Right. Yeah. I remember there was one one part towards the middle end that wasn't quite finessed, and so we'd have these really good takes all the way up to this part, and this part kept messing us up. And I don't know how many takes we did, but the last few were pretty good, so we knew that we had it. We just, it just took time, and then also for the DP to get the coordination as well of where everybody was going to go and where to point his camera, because it was like, okay, you have to point your camera here now, but then remember, you're going to be going over here next, over here, more over here, quicker, faster.
So you also choreography? How do you say that word?
Choreographed.
The film guy too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they were all so amazing, and yeah, it was I wouldn't have been able to do it without each and every single one of the people that were a part of that video. They were all so important.
And the place looks super cool too.
The place was cool. Like my friend Kimo, you know Kimo?
I don't know if I do.
He's a dancer and actor and stuntman. He was one of the co-owners of that place at the time, and so it was,
it's like
really
a
lucked out.
warehouse. It looks like
It was a warehouse,
cool.
and they did a lot of filming there, a lot of different projects. I really lucked out with that.
Yeah, you did. It looks so cool. I mean, the majority of your locations for your videos are pretty dope.
Thanks.
Yeah, and there's one that I watched all of them. Now they're just becoming one big ball of video. I think I wrote down, but I hate looking at my notes. Anyhow, Dance Like I Want To.
Yeah.
Where did you do that one?
That one was actually like in this parking lot. The parking lot in kind of near, I want to say, it's near downtown LA.
Yeah.
And so we didn't actually have total permission to use it.
Good. I did it.
So yeah, it was just one of those things where we just kind of had to hope that
Nobody was gonna. Yeah,
no
I've
one was
been
gonna
caught
need it.
there one time. I was doing a photo shoot there, and they're like, "Do you have a permission?" She's like, "Yes, it's in the car." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." We did not.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean-
Permission for what? It's a fucking wall of like a shoe place. Who gives a crap about this? Nobody cares.
Yeah, we were just hoping no one else needed it. No one was gonna show up, but it kind of made it exciting. And we had to make the day quick because of it. We had to really do a quick
So
shoot.
you recorded everything one day?
One day, and within a matter of maybe 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it went
That was
really fast.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, we had to hustle. We had to.
So you have like the music there playing while you guys are doing it, so it's like timed.
Yeah. We gotta have the music going. Gotta have a speaker. You know, the louder it can go, the better.
Totally.
So everyone can hear, and so that my lips aren't too off, you know.
Totally,
'Cause I'm
totally.
lip syncing.
Yeah.
But, you know, to be honest, in most of the takes, I actually would really sing because that's one of the best ways to get your lips to match.
Oh yeah, and the feel. I always, for the video we did with Phoenix Rising, always singing. You have to.
Yeah.
There's another video of yours that I loved. It's one like the guy's talking on the phone and you're like sitting over there. It looks like an older video.
Yeah. So that's off of Dree Patterson before I had my name changed.
That's right.
To Dree Mon. Yes, that song's called Waiting.
Waiting.
And it's still available on Spotify and everything. If you just look under Dree Patterson, you'll find it.
Yeah.
And that video was like, it was so long ago. I mean, I want to say it was like 2012 or 2013.
Which is entertaining. I
Yeah.
really liked it. You go like, hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
There's this little dog thing.
My dog pillow.
Dog pillow.
Yes. My dog pillow comes back in my Rebel Soul video too. It was like a little
yeah.
Easter egg. I wanted it to be a theme that kind of stayed with me.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching those.
Oh yeah, I watched all of them. I liked all of them. People
Yay.
don't get that. Like, it's important to watch them and fucking like them too. Even if you don't like it. Just press the damn like button, okay?
Yeah, it's not so hard, people.
There's support here. Let's us get paid. YouTube owes us. Pay it. We have to pay the bills.
Right?
Now, this is my favorite thing to ask my friends / guests. You listening to anything new?
What am I listening to? So, I'm listening to Dua Lipa's new album.
Okay.
It's really great. It's kind of got some similarities to my stuff.
Oh,
Not saying she copied me or anything.
Oh.
No. But she's
Bitch.
just awesome, and I love everything that she does. And she kind of decided with this new album to do a little bit of a throwback flavor for herself. I think
wow.
a lot of artists kind of go through that stage where they're like, I'm gonna delve into the past for
Totally.
inspirations.
Definitely.
And so this is like that album for her, and it's really well done. And I also, you know, along those lines, there's nothing, it's not new, but 2018, Charlie Puth, voice memos, or voice notes, that album is still probably my favorite album. I can listen to it anytime, anywhere.
Oh, wow.
And it's also like his throwback
Cool.
sound.
Well, there you
and
go.
he was amazing at it, and I was super inspired by it.
Yeah. I love listening to stuff like that. It gets you going, you know. Anything that gets you going these days.
Yes. So
Her?
important.
Yeah. I like it.
What about you? Any new music that...
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of new stuff. I've been totally focused on guitar lately, so I've been listening to some good guitar players. Marcus King, it's been really great. He's also an amazing singer and songwriter, guitar player, and he's so young. That's what blows my mind, I think. And Billy Strings. Anybody that knows me knows that I listen to Billy Strings. He's a bluegrass player, which is not usually the kind of music I listen to, but he's awesome. He's amazing on the guitar, and he's so young too. They're all 26 these days, you know.
Yeah.
What are these kids drinking that I don't know? What's in their milk? They're like so good, you know.
Yeah, so good.
And I think his name is Paso. He's some old guitar player. He's not alive anymore, but he's super. It's just classic guitars. I was trying to dive into what Billy Strings talk a lot about guitar players. He's been listening his whole life, so I go in there and I dig it. You can listen to Billy Strings on his website. It's called On the Line with Billy Strings. It's his podcast. It's super cool. But he just hangs out with his friends and talk about music. So when he talks about a guitar player, I go there, boom, and I listen to it. And I was like, wow, okay, I see it.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. There's a girl that I'm thinking of, and I'm so mad that I didn't bring
get your phone.
my phone in here. Maybe I get it real quick.
Yeah. She's gonna go get her phone. Tell Miles to shut up. Yes, you can find Dree Mon on Facebook, Instagram. Her website, guys, is dreemonmusic.com. Dree is DreeMon. music.com. See, like I make little notes of all the music I want to listen. Joe Pass. Muddy. Black Foley, John Harper. That's all the stuff that these musicians have been talking about, and I've been looking for new music. I like new music. It's funny that you're the only one that has been listening to the new music, because all the musicians I've been talking to, like, no, unless I'm learning it, I'm not listening. I'm like, wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, well, you have to be an active listener to create music, in my opinion. I
get bored with the stuff that I listen to too much, and then I like to dive into new stuff.
Yes, and I was going to tell you about this other girl. Her name is Melanie Faye. I discovered her, and she is like this prodigy, like guitarist, very young. I don't know what age, but I would venture to say under 20.
Oh, wow.
She's very young, and she's ridiculous. So
nice.
She's
we'll
awesome.
Listen to her.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's what I wanted to tell you about. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I like music. Have you noticed?
Just a little bit.
Now, gear, what are you using these days?
Yeah, so I finally got a really cool interface.
Me too. We're using it right now.
Okay. Yeah.
What did you get, and what are you using?
I got the Apollo
Cool.
Twin.
All right. You like it?
I love it.
Working good for you?
So far, so good. I think the plugins are amazing. And it's just, it's really fast. I sound great. You can do a lot of fun stuff. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Which microphones do you use to go in it?
So, microphones, well, different things for different purposes.
Right.
But for recording, which I haven't gotten to use yet on my own, but I used it at another producer's house.
Okay.
And I was in love with it.
Yeah.
Is the Vanguard tube mic.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard of it.
It's a very warm sounding condenser mic, and it's just beautiful on the vocals.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the SM7.
Okay, yeah, that's great too.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I made some payments on Sweetwater.
Yeah.
That's a good way. I like Sweetwater for that matter.
I love that they do that.
When you're broke,
Thank God.
you can still get your gear.
Yeah.
Good
right.
gear.
Right.
And you have acoustic guitar right now.
Yes. Takamine.
Takamine. We were talking about it the other day. Yeah. But you're ready for a new one, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been.
More people, let's tip her.
Yes, help me. No, seriously though.
Totally.
Yeah, I've been looking, at some guitars, but it's been a little bit lower on the priority list just because I wanted to get the studio stuff, just because I've been stuck in the house and I haven't been able to.
No, totally.
To work on
and
music.
You want to go play it before you buy it, I'll let you play my hummingbird later.
Oh
She's so good. I just put new strings on her.
She sounds so good.
She is amazing. Miles is going nuts. Do you have anything that you use for what microphone are you using live?
Live? What am I using? I'm just using a Sennheiser.
You use the Sennheiser?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
I find the Sennheiser so high end.
Yeah, it might be a little bit, but it works for me. It works for my voice.
That's good. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Really. And do you have any vocal pedals these days?
Right now I'm not.
No. The TC Helicon is really nice.
Yeah.
Because he has everything in it. You can put the guitar through there too, and get a little bit of delay, reverb on it if you want.
Are you using Are you using it for looping as well?
Yes.
Okay.
For that too. And Katie Ferrara, which it's interesting that you know her too.
Yes.
She turned me on into the guitar effects, the Ocean's 11.
Okay.
It's so cool.
Oh, you have to show me.
It has like 12 different effects in it, but I really like only 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. I have also a mix board from Mackie.
Yeah.
And it's got a bunch of different effects, but as far as like reverb, I think it has maybe like 3 or 4 reverbs.
Wow, that's good.
But there's one that works for me perfectly, so I feel you on that. You find your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the TC Helicon, I just go in there and I put as much as whatever I want for myself there. So I have my indoor setup. When I'm playing here, I had to make one with less, reverberation and stuff. and then one for outside, and one
Okay.
for restaurants with like a little less of this, a little more of that. Different kinds of harmonies, because they think there's harmonies too. So when I'm by myself, just put a little flavor here and there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool. You got to show me how you do it.
Definitely, yeah. It's always stay set up these days. I come in here, get the incense on immediately. I just bought like 4 boxes today.
She's never running out.
I already lit 3 of them. And just come here and do my thing. So the last 2 days I spent in the vocal booth. I'm doing this thing called the vocal booth sessions. It's just me and the guitar. And I'm recording it, and I'm recording a video, and then I'm just putting them together. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard to do a one take. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I can't do
always
that.
fuck it up.
Absolutely.
But that's what I want from these sessions. I want them to be live and organic without anything else. So I've been doing that there. So I took all the setup from there to put it back here. So because I'm getting sick of being in that room. So now I'm just gonna work on the looping this week.
Cool.
That's why I like doing a bunch of things at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. A little bit of like streaming stuff, a little bit of learning, a little bit of production.
What is your streaming schedule these days?
So you know, I had a consistent streaming schedule for about 7 weeks, and then with the Black Lives Matter movement and the importance that it carries, I felt that I needed to change it up for a couple of weeks just to focus solely on that.
Yeah.
And then now I want to find ways just to integrate it back into my streaming schedule.
Yeah.
And keep it carrying it on as I move forward. And that's been like really hard for me to, figure out how can I consistently, make this a safe space to talk about Black Lives Matter, to bring in, awareness and to share ideas. And so what I'm kind of doing now, I kind of stepped back from what I was doing before, and now I'm doing music streams, and I'm just kind of revamping things as I go,
Man, isn't that how he always is? You think you're gotten the flow, and you're like, okay, this is what I got to the website. Your website is very updated. Yeah. So all of your schedules there. Yeah. You guys can go to dreamonmusic.com and you can find where she's playing.
Definitely.
You play on Twitcher too.
Yeah, Twitch and
Twitcher. Twitch.
Yeah, and Periscope.
Yeah.
And Facebook sometimes. I love Facebook, and I want to keep that going. I just I'm trying some different things, and so obviously I can't do all the shows. I can't sing, 8 times a day. So I have to kind of play around a little bit, but the website's always updated. Also, you guys can join my mailing list.
Yeah.
Super important, because I will share when there's something important or when there's something solid.
Yeah.
And
I always get your emails.
Yay.
And it's not like you're sending 3 a month,
Yeah.
Like you said, you send it when there's something relevant there.
I try.
Something new coming out.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to annoy people, but at the same time, we got to tell people what's going on.
Yeah, we haven't sent out an email as Phoenix Rise in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we gonna send? It's not like we're recording videos and music and having shows. We sent 1 email with all of our month shows once a month.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect. I think people have been saying that it's okay to do a little bit more, because we're, we've gone through this quarantine situation, and now everything's online.
Yeah.
And people are just there. They're looking at those things more, and they're primed for it. They're primed for this information to come in.
Yeah.
But then, at the same time, I guess you always have to read your audience too. You know when it's too much.
You do know. I was doing some too, but then I was like, man, I just got this opportunity to not do anything.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that.
The second one.
I'm just gonna fucking chill. I'm gonna set up my studio. I'm gonna get rid of my roommates and put my studio together and take it easy, and be lazy.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I watched 4 movies. But
nice.
I was editing my podcasts it's coming out next Sunday, motherfuckers. Every 3 weeks, I release three episodes. So I was editing that, and then I was studying your stuff, studying my people for, next week. All while these movies are going in the back, the iPad was in the vocal booth, and it was just there. And sometimes I don't want to work with music, but there's always something to do.
There's always something to do. And I find that for me, I just discovered this last night, actually, which is really weird. So I realized that when there's something that I need to do, but I'm like scared for some reason, or want to do, but I'm scared and I'm trying to talk myself out of it.
All right.
It comes in the form of either resistance or distraction. So for me, like,
totally.
I find that a lot of times I have this whole plan, I have this whole to-do list, everything's gonna happen, and then for some reason I end up watching 90 Day Fiancé on Hulu. Why did that happen? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm understanding. Yes.
But you're like, but I need it so much.
You need it.
I think, because we know that we have to do so much, we get overwhelmed and we get like, procrastination is actually a painful reaction that your brain has to things that you have to do. You actually feel pain.
Yes.
That you have to do that thing. It's
Yes.
a physical thing. It's proved. It's real.
Yes.
So you're like, fuck, I gotta do it. But don't you feel so much better after you did it? You just have to know who you are. Like working out.
Exactly. Great example. Yes.
I want to go. Look at this gut.
No. No, not
But
at all.
again, I was running like 5 days a week.
Yeah,
and
you're
I was
like a marathon runner.
I was, and I was doing all this stuff, and now I'm just like, I don't want to do anything, and I think I have earned the rights to it.
Absolutely.
You
I mean, the trails aren't going anywhere. You can always go there.
Yeah. When I do run, I run around here. Take miles for a run.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just don't feel like it.
Yeah, I've kind of taken a break from that. I've been taking a lot of breaks, but it's because I've added so many new things into my life. There's just not room for all of it.
Your new album's going to be called The Break.
Actually, I wrote a song during quarantine called Give Yourself a Break.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, speaking of, I know we were talking about writing for a minute, and we went off on a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, yeah, we always do.
But that was one song that I wrote during the quarantine that I'm super excited about.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you planning on recording? Have you talked to anybody?
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on recording it. I've already sent just like a little rough to my producer. Even though I'm doing production now, I'm still working with somebody. Actually, the producer of my last single, When It Goes Down, Simon Jacobson. He's in Sweden though, so we were working remotely anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and
isn't that great?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I already sent him. And I said, this is, kind of what I'm seeing, and I'm like, what are you seeing? And let's start to, talk about it. And I just wrote another song with another artist, Austin David, who's super talented, and we just wrote a song inspired by Black Lives Matter and about everything going on. So that's kind of like another one that I feel like I was kind of uninspired to write a bit.
Yeah, I was too.
And I didn't do too much writing, to be honest, but those are two songs that got done at least.
Awesome. You're talking, maybe you're one of those kind of writers like me. I have to have something going on to write about.
Right.
I can't make up stories.
Yeah.
I wish I could. It would be great. I'd be writing a bunch of shit. I wrote one song.
Okay, great.
This whole time.
Great.
But that one song came in and out in like 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
Because I was so strong about what I needed to say.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And believe me, I've been writing music, but I really like this chord progression, but I have nothing to say.
Mm-hmm.
So some songs are waiting for lyrics.
It's good. At least, it's stuff in the pipeline. And
Totally.
it's at least you've got the music part, which is, very important. So
Yeah. I think it's all coming from these guys I've been listening to, just listening to the guitar, playing their songs. It's going like, whoa! whoa, I didn't know this can go with this. I would have never thought.
Yeah.
So it's opening some new ways for me.
Well, I just basically got more into seventh chords,
Cool.
during this quarantine, and they
Awesome.
are changing my life.
Yeah. When you get into the major sevens, they're
Yes.
so awesome.
They are. Like, I feel like every song now has...
No,
Even
every
if-
song I have has a 7 somewhere.
It has to.
Yeah. They're just so beautiful.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they sound so sophisticated and kind of, reminds me of like Stevie Wonder or something.
Yeah. Oh, I bet he's using a lot of those. Not only 7s, but the 9s and the 13s.
Just scratching the surface, I guess.
Yeah. But, I like learning other people's music because you see where they're coming from and going, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
I like this. And you've gotten some awards.
At some points, yes.
That's crazy. I ain't got no motherfucking awards over here. You got like 3 of them.
Oh my gosh.
You got for the video. Which video did you get it for?
For Rebel Soul and Dance Like I Want To.
Nice.
Yeah.
You should it because they're awesome.
Thank you.
So which awards were those?
That was
E-Awards in the Indie Music Channel
Indie Music Channel.
and the L Critic Awards.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Best Music Video.
Yes.
And you got a Temecula Music Award too.
Yes, that was very fun. That was cool. They had a best out of town category since I'm not from the area.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to be honored, and I
That's
played
so
at some of
cool.
their events.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was cool, man.
Very cool.
And it's not too far.
No, it's got a
Good.
great music scene.
Yeah. Try to go there. Right before the quarantine, someone was asking for us to play there, just like as a duo, me and Julia, but it never really happened. But they didn't want to pay either. Guys, you're gonna make me drive all this with my gear.
Yeah.
Pay me.
Gotta pay for that drive. Absolutely. I mean,
Or, get someone from your town to do it.
yeah. Well, musicians, you already know.
We do.
They don't always get paid what we're worth.
No, we never do, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
They can always pay us more.
Yeah. Stop paying $100 for a show.
We ain't gonna do it! And you do teach guitar,
Yeah,
songwriting, and singing lessons.
Yes, I do. I've just.
Are you taking a break from that too?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But it's not like a main huge focus. But it's great when I have students,
That's
and I just
cool.
love them so much,
Yeah.
and love to see them learn. And I'm still open to taking a few more students.
Yeah.
So if people are interested, they can find out on my website.
Yeah.
And it keeps you sharp too.
Yeah, I
And,
bet.
yeah, it's just really nice to see somebody improve, and you learn a lot doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever teach. I wish. Maybe I could. I don't know. I think I have so much to learn. I don't feel like I'm ready to teach.
I feel the same way, honestly. It's like a little bit of like a imposter syndrome sometimes. We feel like, okay. But, really if you dig in, you realize how much you have accumulated.
Yeah.
And, it can always be helpful to somebody, especially, and I do say people that are beginning, because that's who I like to teach to is beginners. And,
Yeah.
and, I don't claim that I'm going to be able to teach you a Jimi Hendrix song or anything like that,
Totally, but you're teaching what you know.
Exactly.
Like, hey, I've got a lot to learn myself, but I can show you what I know.
Yes, you can always impart something on somebody else, and you just have to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been asked to teach, vocals, but I'm so afraid of hurting someone. Because you
Right.
really need to know what you're hearing, what you're listening.
Yes.
I don't think I could go like our teachers and go oh, you might have a nodule over here. No,
Right.
I wouldn't. So I'm like, well, I'm not there yet. If one day I get to that, good. I would love to.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one of these vocal coaches could train us to teach
Yeah, and they can get a percentage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an idea.
I have, given information that I knew that worked for me to other friends of mine that were like, Tati, I'm having difficulties with this. What do you think? I'm going, well, you know what I think. I think you should go to Danny. But this is what I do and why, and try, and then that's it. And it's just a phone call sometimes, they come here. But I'm not a teacher. I'm not teaching anybody. But, there's this great book called The Music Lesson by Victor Wooten, the bass player. Mm-hmm. And he talks about music and stuff. And talking about teaching, he actually says that there's no teaching. Nobody teaches anybody anything. Mm-hmm. But you can show something to somebody. Mm. There's always showing stuff. So every time someone goes like, can you teach me? Like, no, but I can show you.
That's actually so profound. And I think about my vocal coaches that have taught me. It's really, they have shown me. They've been like, you can do it like this, or you can do it like that. You hear the difference, and then you're like, oh. Yeah. So really, they showed you. Yeah. They showed you, and then you did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense.
So that book's great. And it's a short book. You can get it on audiobook. I actually have read it like 3 times. And it talks about space, in music, and just grabbing, oh my God, there's this one thing I do. I just grab the guitar, learning a song. Where do you think the song's gonna go? I mean, it's gonna be, which key? Oh, which key is the song on? I don't know, let's figure it out. Because in your mind, you know the guitar, and you know the here, the lows, you're just getting higher here, so you just go. And I'm gonna tell you, after I started doing that, which songs that I don't know, sometimes I just sit here and play stuff that I never heard, and I go right on the money, man. Like, I always find the 99% of the time, I find the key of the song first time I try. Because it's not about getting it wrong, because the right notes just half note ahead or behind, away. So this book is great because it gives you a lot of insight on how to just do it.
Okay.
Rather than, I don't know enough yet to do it, but you don't have to.
Yeah, don't wait. Just, if it's something you want to do,
then do it. There are no mistakes.
Right.
Just start.
Yeah.
Don't think, just pitch,
Exactly. See?
And I like that about music. When you overthink, it's not music anymore. It's not art anymore. Now you're just trying too hard.
Right. And then it's not fun.
And then it's not fun. Yeah. Then you get frustrated.
Yeah, and then you take breaks.
And then you take fucking bunch of breaks.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Needed breaks.
Besides music, you have anything else that you like to do?
Oh.
You're saying you don't really cook, but you like to eat.
I love to eat. Yeah. You know what? It's interesting. I've been reading a lot.
That's good. What are you reading right now?
Everything is about social justice right now, racial justice.
Cool.
I'm just very into that.
You were actually out doing some protesting. It wasn't protesting, but you were there with my
signs?
With the sign.
Yeah,
you had a friend with you.
Yeah, I went to a couple of different ones. There's so many, and there's really so many more that I'd like to go to, and they're still going strong. So can always jump in and be a part of it. Yeah. There's actually a really good Instagram account.
I think it should be something forever.
Let me see. Oh, in this together _LA. If you guys check out their Instagram, they're always posting up the different events and protests and marches that you can jump in and be a part of if that's something that you're interested in doing.
A lot of people are, especially the people who are listening to these podcasts.
Yeah.
They're open-minded, They're just.
Yeah, it's good. I went to All Black Lives Matter in Hollywood. Yeah. And that was pretty long, about 4 miles. It went from Hollywood to West Hollywood, and it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. Just thousands of people together.
The cause itself, it's awesome.
It is.
It's about fucking time.
Yeah.
When we thought that we were over that shit.
Yeah.
We were, we knew we weren't over, racism,
right. But you didn't realize how much we're not over it. I think that's the eye-opening part, because for me anyway, it's like I forget. I forget.
Of course we do. Yeah.
And it's easy to be with your friends, black friends, and not be in the forefront of your mind. You know, not be not thinking about the things that they've gone through and experienced or
the daily stuff they go through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it isn't an issue for us doesn't mean that it's not something that other people are thinking about, you know?
Yeah.
All this crap. In the end of the day, we're all just humans.
Yes.
You know that commercial that I love? It's like, it's a screen, you can only see the person's skeleton. It's a propaganda. So they get these two skeletons and they kiss, and then they show it's actually two girls, right?
Okay.
They were gay. So, and then there's like this other skeletons that come in, la la la, and then it shows all their ethnicity. Fuck, I can't speak today. Anyway, so when you don't see color and you don't see sex, we're all the same. And then you see the color of their skin and their sexual preferences, and then you have that judgment upon that person. But initially, because you didn't see any of that, you just saw love.
Yeah.
You saw friendship. You saw two people, you know.
Right.
You saw kids playing with each other, even though after they show their different colors. So it's all really, society put these labels on everybody.
It's and it comes down to like a really cellular level, because what I just learned in this book that I've been reading called Waking Up White is that there's actually more similarities between people of different ethnicities and on the DNA level than there are of people of the same race.
Really?
Yeah. So two black people may have way more differences than a black and a white person in their DNA.
Wow.
So I mean, even just
so there you go.
Looking, you know, if you look at that, at the DNA is proof right there, you know, for anybody that thinks that it makes any kind of difference.
Yeah, it does not.
Right.
And like you said, you know, we're friends with other ethnicity. How do you say that word?
Ethnicities.
Ethnicities. And we don't think about that until someone makes you think about that, and you go like, wait a minute, stop.
Right.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been, you know, overwhelming, but it's been really good to dive in and delve in and learn and read and watch things and, you know, and I'm honestly enjoying it, even though it's horrible and the information that I'm learning is horrifying, and I've cried a lot, but I'm learning so much that I feel more empowered, and I feel hopeful that things can change.
It's the era we're living in.
Yeah.
We have to be informed.
And it had to be us, I think. It had to be these people now, us.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful. You know, we just got to keep pressing on.
Yeah, and the whole social distancing stuff too. It's crazy. This whole nonsense. Talking about social distancing. I think this is going to go for a little longer. Maybe not. No lamb next year.
Wow.
Probably no lamb.
Yeah. No, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard the Grammys weren't going to happen. So.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know?
And you played NAMM.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
No, it was a couple years ago.
But that's awesome.
It was
Which
so
booth
cool.
were you at?
So I was on the Sheraton stage.
Okay.
So it was, I didn't have any endorsements at the time, but I was just there as a showcase artist on the stage.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's such a huge event. So many people. There were, you know, it was
I love
packed
going.
room.
Yeah, I love going there. I just love that, like, oh my God, we're all brothers and sisters in the music, you know, community.
You know, I feel like I didn't know anything about gear or about anything when I played.
Yeah. Man, I still feel like that. Every time I go there, I'm like, wow, there's so much I don't know.
There's so much, and it's always changing, and it's great to just keep learning, be on the forefront as much as you can about what's happening.
Yeah. No, that's great that you played there. How did you get that?
You know the submission? Do you know?
I always miss the fucking submissions. And then I go, oh, great, because it's so way before it.
Yeah.
It's in like July, and it's, you know, right? Something crazy like
that. Yeah. I got the application, finally got it on time, and because I was the same, I was missing it. and I think somebody had passed it along on Facebook, and so I was lucky enough to get it, and I submitted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you've played the Hotel Cafe?
Have played the Hotel Cafe.
I love the hotel. Katie said it's her favorite venue to play at.
I could see why. I mean, it's you don't have a listening room like that in LA where people are so quiet and so respectful.
And it's original music.
Original music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they value originals.
They do.
And if anyone in the audience talks, people shh.
They make you look good. They make you sound good.
The sound is so good.
The location is awesome. There's like bars everywhere. People looking for music, they can go there.
Yeah, it's definitely iconic, and I can't wait till we can get back there.
I don't know why this is doing this, because it's like, I don't understand. Shut up! It's closed. I don't know. I'm going crazy. And when it comes to venues, do you have a favorite venue? Is it the Hotel Cafe?
It is.
It is.
It is, yeah. I know. Now I feel like unoriginal.
Have you played St. Rock here in Hermosa Beach?
I haven't.
Man,
no.
that's a good venue. It's actually pretty cool in there.
I saw a show there, Cubensis.
Oh, yeah.
They were awesome.
In fact, right before, was it recently?
Halloween?
Oh, okay, last year. Right before they all closed it out, they were going to play there. I was looking forward to going. It didn't happen. So many places to play.
Yeah.
Tiny little bars, And what city do you play the most?
Well, a lot of the gigs that I was doing, before the quarantine were pretty much like long form gigs, like 3-hour gigs at bars and restaurants and things like that. So that kind of took over for the most part. And I play at the Slip in Redondo Beach, which is one of my favorite places.
Oh yeah, of course. I've seen you play there.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So I'm looking forward to them getting back, opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
hopefully by the time this episode comes out, they'll be open again.
Yeah, I know. They will.
Yeah.
I have faith.
Yeah, and I go to San Diego, different parts of North County.
Yeah.
There's been some really cool places there. Priority Public House in Encinitas is a great little spot.
Cool.
And yeah, I like getting out and around Southern California. But yeah.
Have you been to the East Coast?
Not to play.
Yeah.
No.
I actually got one gig there.
Oh yeah, didn't you play in New York?
I did Connecticut.
Okay.
With Tim Palmieri. And I actually have a podcast, number 3 is with him. He's sensational. He's a very good musician. You would love his music because it's kind of like the jam scene kind of
cool
thing. Zappa. He has the Z3s. It's a Zappa cover band. But they fucking kill it. They kill it. Anyway, so I was there and I got to play a gig with him. Super cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, in this really cool town. And students. Yale was like next door, so a lot of young kids and loved music. Still following me on Instagram or whatever.
Cool.
So people that want to hear music and want to know how you're doing,
right,
and want to buy your stuff, want to buy your merch. Have any merch?
I'm doing shirts.
Yeah.
I'm doing t-shirts.
Can you get them on the website?
So right now, I'm basically going to be launching them pretty soon. They're going to be coming out. They're going to be announced on my Twitch.
Okay.
So everybody should come join me on Twitch.
Yeah.
I play Twitch every Friday and Sunday at 8 p.m.
Okay.
And it's twitch.tv/Dree Mon Music.
Okay.
And yeah, and right now I'm also playing Periscope on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And I'm playing this new app called Sessions on Saturday night, late night show at 11 p.m.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing that for the time being.
Yeah.
And also I just get things that come up, every now and then things come up on the fly.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So
I'm glad you are. And I like that karaoke you do.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something fun,
You gotta do it again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bring that back.
Do it, because it seemed like it was giving a lot of, time, a space for people to come play.
Right.
When they weren't like very experienced, or some were, but it was cool.
Yeah.
I loved watching it. It was like, wow.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the first virtual open mic that I had seen.
That was awesome.
And I was glad to do it. And I did it for a few weeks, and I definitely want to bring it back. There's another virtual open mic right now on Tuesdays by Brenda Carsey. And she does one that you guys can check out too.
Cool.
And then I'll bring mine back as well.
You should.
Yeah.
I think you were doing it on Wednesdays because I was like, oh.
Yes, Wednesdays.
Interestingly enough, every Wednesday I usually take off for some reason. I think it's just my brain on Wednesdays wants the day off.
Yeah.
And then I go like, oh yeah, Dree's not playing today. I'm always looking to see if you're playing.
Aww.
Last night I was looking like, no. Then I saw your website. You don't play Mondays or Tuesdays.
Well, I actually did play yesterday.
You did? What time?
I played at 6.
Yeah, that's the time I was looking.
6:45 to 7:15.
Oh, I missed you. But I'm sure you posted.
It was like a surprise show.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't put it on my website.
If I see you there, I usually join in.
Yay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Well, are you ready for a drink?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fucking Hey guys, this is Dree Mon. You can find her on everywhere.
Yes.
DreeMonMusic.com. You can purchase her music there too. You can add her songs to your playlists on Spotify. That helps the artist big time. You should always play the stuff every day of all of your friends. You know, I try to play everybody's music too. Go on YouTube, like the videos, share them, subscribe, you know, make sure you're supporting live music, internet music, musicians, artists, painters, you know, people that are doing what they love to do for you. Make sure you're respectful, and she's wonderful. I can't wait to hear the new stuff.
Thank you.
I think for the next season I'm gonna have some clips of you guys playing music and stuff. So I'm gonna film her later, playing a song for you guys. Thank you, Dree Mon. Your dream come true.
Oh, thank you so much. It was so much fun.
Yay! Pam. I always end with the Pam. I don't know why.
Pam.
Pam.